Hey, what's up guys? My name is Alexander Floorzone. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have an interesting product, and it is interesting because this product sort of falls out of the regular line that Roccat usually produces. They make like PC peripherals, generally mostly keyboards and mice and headsets. I love to see when a brand is willing to step outside of their comfort zone and explore different markets. We kind of saw that with the Asus Republic of Gamers phone, as well as the Razer phone, which came out a year before that. But the Asus one, it kept on going, and they're on Gen 6 now. And so they actually tapped into a little market there that I really didn't think existed when the Razer phone first came out. I was like, oh, no way. A gaming phone, like I just thought that was stupid because mobile games don't really need anything more than like a regular phone. But I guess now they do because Gen 6, man. So they're really flying. But anyways, that's just why I really like to see these brands trying out different products, even if it's not specifically in their zone, because then it allows them to expand and lead the market and come up with something new. So I'm hoping that this new sense of exploration will lead into new product lines that are original and long-lasting. So, down to business. Here we have it, the Syn Buds Air. So they come in at $99.99 USD. They're relatively cheap when it comes to wireless earbuds if you compare them to the Apple AirPods 3rd generation. They land in similar range of specs and such, but the Apple AirPods come in at a full $80 US more than these do. And then we have the Pixel Buds, which are actually about the same price, the Pixel Buds A series. They land in the same sort of spec range, and they're about the same price. But there's a few differences between them that we're going to talk about in this video, as well as exploring another similar product from Razer, the Hammerhead True Wireless earbuds, which they put up a good fight against this product, and in some ways they win out. So we're going to explore that in this video.
Alright guys, so the audio sounds pretty rough for this unboxing because I like to record all of my unboxings when it comes to headsets or earphones or anything on the microphone that it is included with the product. And so it's pretty rough, but then you get a good idea of what it really sounds like. It was a nice box, pretty decent packaging. We had our 1-foot cable there, and then there's our case for our earbuds. Little sticker to protect it. It was actually pretty thorough packaging. On the earbud, as you can see, there's a tiny blue sticker that actually covered the little LED. I don't know why they bothered with that, but I mean, I guess better packaging than worse packaging. I'd take any day. And we have our little plunger thing replacements, and I switched them over to the smallest ones because I found the smallest ones made it easiest for the buds to stay in my ears.
Now, when it comes to the Pixel Buds and the AirPods, there is a cheaper version of the AirPods and a more expensive version, but we're not going to be looking at those, as well as a more expensive version of the Pixel Buds, but we're also not going to be looking at that one because they just don't compare in terms of specs, and they just go too far outside of the range. If we looked at all of the wireless earbuds in the world, we would be here all day. And so we're going to stick with the sort of similar price range, but mostly similar specs and the really mainstream brands to see how the Syn Buds Air really stack up against products you've already heard of. Now, right away, in my humble opinion, the AirPods Gen 3 are just not worth it. They cost a whole $80 more, which lands them at almost twice the price of the Syn Buds here. You do get a significantly longer battery life. We're talking 50% plus, so we'll have 30 hours total instead of 20, but If you're already at 20 hours, that is well over a full day, probably 2 days of listening. And so if you are pretty good at remembering to plug in your stuff, there's really not much of an advantage there. They do have a sort of additional feature that you don't see on the Syn Buds here, which is that you can use the Find My functionality on your iPhone to find them. But if you just lose like a single AirPod, it's not going to be really any help to you. You do see also a similar function on the Pixel Buds where you can press a button and they will make a sound. So if you lose a single Pixel Bud in the room somewhere or in the house somewhere, if you're still connected, if they still have battery, you can just press that button on the app. But on the AirPods and the Pixel Buds, you kind of trade out that functionality for a much lower latency rate on the Syn Buds Air here. At only 60 milliseconds, they totally slaughter even the AirPods Pro, which come in at 144. Now it is to be noted that it is a game mode that you turn on within the app that gives you that 60 milliseconds response time. That probably does mean less battery life. I can imagine that the reason that they don't bother with really low latency on some of these other products, even the very expensive $300 Apple AirPods Pro, is because just it eats up the battery life. I can imagine that's the biggest disadvantage, and you really don't need that low response time when you're just listening to music while working out with your AirPods. However, that does give the Syn Buds Air a sort of unique market to appeal to, along with the Razer Hammerhead True Wireless earbuds, because with that low latency you can play a game and you won't be having that slight like half-second lag, and it'll just feel a lot more responsive. You can also connect these to the PC and they function like a regular wireless headset, and so that low response time is beneficial. Now, on the topic of those gaming related features of low latency, I would right away recommend you just move on if you're not interested in that. You get a slightly longer battery time of, I think, about 24 hours, as well as larger drivers at quite literally like twice the size of speaker drivers in the Pixel Buds. So it's kind of, considering they're about the same price, if you're not interested in that low latency, you might as well hop on over to that side of things. If you are interested in low latency, then continue watching the video and we will be comparing more deeply the Syn Buds Air here with the Razer Hammerhead. Now, the Hammerhead is a little more expensive. That's what's going to be the tiebreaker here. We are paying about $30 more at $129.99 USD for the Hammerhead True Wireless earbuds from Razer, and so that is pretty significant price increase, but you do get a way better battery and a couple little interesting features. We have some noise canceling technology as well as some LEDs right there on the earbuds, which are kind of pointless, but like, I don't know, cool, I guess. Like, why not, right? The real big increase is the noise canceling technology and the way bigger battery. So when you shut off the noise canceling technology and the LEDs, you get a massive 32.5 hours of battery life with the case, compared to the 20 hours of battery life for the Syn Buds Air here, which is a massive increase. And so if you are looking to spend that extra $30, I think that it's really probably worth it, especially when you consider that it costs another $80 if you wanted to go to the AirPods with the 30-hour battery life. And so this is kind of a nice in-between where you get the best of both worlds, including that 60 millisecond response time. It is also worth noting that the Hammerhead boasts 10mm drivers, which is great. It's a lot bigger than the 6mm in the Syn Buds Air here. Now that kind of brings me out of the specs though. 6mm, you know, it sounds really bad. It sounds like, how could it even compete with the 10mm? I haven't tried the 10mm, to be transparent about that, but these 6mm, they deliver. I wouldn't have guessed that they were that small. I think that Roccat knows its resources and uses them well in this product. Now, with all of that being said, for the 60 millisecond response time, the Syn Buds Air here are a really good option. Don't feel bad, don't feel like you gotta stretch to the $130 price. of the Razer Hammerhead True Wireless because these things have a really great experience. You have really nice bass coming through, you have a bass and treble boost and voice boost on the app. The app has a really nice interface and it all functions really well. The connectivity is great. When I first got these, I tried them out. There were some problems with that, but I think that they've worked out a lot of it with the firmware, and so I'm really happy about that, and I think that it's a great value for $100. However, if you are able to stretch to that 130, or if you were just thinking about it already, then I would recommend checking out some more in-depth reviews of the Razer Hammerhead because I think that that might be a really good option for you. Now, I know that I probably missed a lot of small details in this video, and there's probably a lot of other products that could compete really decently with this pair of earbuds, but as far as the mainstream lines go, this is a pretty good value, and I think that I can recommend it for that price point pretty confidently. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that the video helped you out in your decision whether or not to buy, or if it was a little bit entertaining. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment to tell me what you think about the buds here, or if you have maybe the Razer Hammerhead or something else that you think beats these out for the price. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to see more videos like this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao for now.